the long one, and the third from the last one. And hey, get off the Lord's Supper, you bug. All right, you can have a little. Jesus would want me to share. Jesus? Jesus? Yesterday we left off just as Jesus was about to eat. He was eating the Lord's Supper. A story, a Bible story. But this one's a sad one. By the end, he's going to be beaten up and sentenced to die. But first he eats his last meal. Look in your Kingstone Bible in volume 3. We'll start on page 255, but only 2 pages, 255 and 256. Later, we'll do a lot of pages. There she blows. 255. And I probably should put this first. Your real Bible. Don't forget to read your real Bible. Kingstone is really excellent, but the real Bible has some very special things. Luke 22, first, verse 17 through 22. Luke 22, verse 17. After Jesus, verse 14, change that. Verse 14, not 17, 14. There it is, 14. When the hour came, Jesus and all his apostles were reclining at the table. And Jesus said to them, I have eagerly desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I tell you, I will not eat it again until I find fulfillment in the kingdom of God. And then Jesus took the bread, and he broke the bread into pieces for each of them. And he said, take some, eat it. This is my body, which is given for you. It's broken. My body is about to be broken. And when the supper was over, and it was the time for the wine, Jesus said, take this, drink from it. It is my blood, or a symbol of my blood, poured out for you. And it is true. Jesus' own blood was poured out for us. So we drink. Sour. But juicy. Mine's juice. And then Jesus said, we're going to switch now to page 261. Skip a couple of pages, because this gets to be a long story. Jesus said, let's go to the garden. I want to pray. He was so sad, Jesus was. He wanted to pray because he wanted to talk to his daddy, God, because it was time for him to die. Do you think Jesus wanted to die? Well, the story can tell you better than I can. The story says, Jesus went out as usual to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples followed him. And on reaching the place of prayer, he asked them, pray for yourselves, that you will not fall into temptation. Then Jesus withdrew about a stone's throw beyond them, and Jesus himself knelt down on his knees and began to pray. He prayed to Father, and I don't know if I can cry as much as he cried. Father, if you are willing, Abba, nothing is impossible for you. Please take this away from me. And angels came and helped strengthen him. And when Jesus rose from prayer and went back to the disciples, and he found them asleep, exhausted because they were so sad. "Why are you sleeping?" he asked them. "Get up and pray, so you will not fall into temptation." But while he was still speaking to them, a crowd came up. Skip a couple of pages. In the dark night, a crowd of shadowy people with weapons and swords came against the peaceful Jesus. "The time has come," he said. "The Son of Man has been turned in, betrayed into the hands of sinners. And here is my betrayer." Remember Judas? There he is. And he brought the soldiers to the secret place. "Rabbi," said Judas. A kiss on the cheek, as was customary for the people. And Jesus said, "A kiss. You betray me by greeting me like a friend. Just do it. Do what you came for." "There he is," said Judas. "That's the signal. He's the one you want to arrest." "Who is it you're going to arrest?" "We want Jesus, the Nazarene. We're here to get him." "I am Jesus. I am the one you seek. Let these others go." "What? You think you must defend me? You know I could ask my Father for 12 legions of angels. But we are going to do this God's way. God, your will be done. I will go with these soldiers." So Jesus went with the soldiers, and the disciples got free. And that actually fulfills a New Testament prophecy, that all of Jesus' disciples would get free. But Jesus, he got handcuffs. You see, I'm skipping a little bit. Now I'm on page 268, where my Jesus is in handcuffs in front of the judge. And in the Bible, I've turned to page, well, I won't tell you the page. I've turned to Luke 22, verse 38 to 48, 39 to 48. Boy, I'm not good on verses today. Verse 39 to 48. Told you I wasn't good on verses today. There it is. Close to 48. And then the last part, 63 to 65. The men who were guarding Jesus, the ones who put the handcuffs on him, began mocking him and beating on him. And they put a blindfold on him and demanded him, saying, "Who hit you? Aren't you some sort of prophet? Can't you tell us who was it that hit you? If you're a prophet, if you're so powerful, if you're the Messiah, then can't you figure this all out?" No, Jesus cannot. Instead, he was hurt, beaten, smacked, and pulled on. "Take him away. Execute him. Execute him. Kill him. Crucify him."